in the house now. Happy Monday. Happy Monday, Kathleen, Bouncing Tigger, Stacia, Jamie. How you doing, Jamie? How you feeling, Jamie? Jamie had that flu shot. Janae,
Oh boy.
she didn't feel too good about it. Yeah, I think that's everybody this morning so far. That's everybody.
Okay.
How do you like the time change? Like, how is that working for you?
You know, when you don't really have a schedule or sleep at any particular schedule, it doesn't bother me. I just
Right,
don't
right,
like the darker earlier thing, that's a little depressing.
right. Okay, so um we have somebody on stage. The only thing I ask is that you take your last name down. Like, can you change that, or do you not have a problem with your last name being up there in the studio, Lisa? Do you want to take, because once I put you up, there we go. That's perfect. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and bring you up. Is that all right? Hey, Edie, how you doing? Hang on. So, guys, we have Lisa up here. I think we have another Lisa coming.
Oh no.
And that's really funny because that's my first name too. So you'll have three Lisas on.
Oh
Uh,
jeez.
so yeah, that's funny. But all right, so not the most popular name anymore, I don't think for sure. But it was pretty popular back in the day, I reckon, because there's a few of us out there. You
Are you
know.
Lisa Marie?
No, I'm not. I was
Uh,
born after. I mean, I'm sorry, I was born before, but I know that there was a lot of people after Elvis named his daughter that. Nope, not Lisa.
Not Lisa
Yeah.
Marie.
And I won't answer to Lisa here either, but uh one of you had written to me and had said you're gonna have two Lisas on the panel, and I felt like
Yeah, that
I'd be
was me.
lying. Yeah, I felt like I'd be lying if I didn't say, well, in all honesty. So, but yeah. So we have a few people saying, "Hey, Lisa, Lisa Loeb, yep, Lisa in the Colt Machine." Remember that? That was
Yes, I
that was the
do.
that was about the perfect time. I hit that at about the perfect time that came out.
Yep.
Mhm. Well, I'm not going to answer to it, guys. I'm just saying, I'm not going to answer to it, but that's all right. Uh, anyway, we have some people here. Do you want to wait a minute and wait to see? Maybe we can wait another 5 minutes or so, or do you?
Yeah, that's fine. I just want to say that I have some work going on in my house. So if you hear, I hope it's not distracting. I have work going on in my house.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, to be honest
Okay,
with you.
good.
So, I
Good.
mean, do you hear anything, Rebecca?
No, I don't hear
Good.
it.
Good.
Well, that's cool. All
Yeah, we
right.
can wait 5 minutes. That's fine.
Okay, so
That works.
cool, cool, cool. So, well, first of all, thank you. Bless you, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on the channel and to share, your story with us. I'm glad. It's always, to me, and I think for Rebecca as well, it's very humbling, and it kind of shows us that there's something that we're doing that's right out here if we are um have a safe place for people to speak, right?
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
you're doing a good thing.
I appreciate the channel. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, well, we appreciate everybody, to be honest. I know that we appreciate everybody that's here.
Yeah.
uh and we do a church on Sunday, those that are interested. But nobody should feel bad about missing church. It's nice to get together and be there at the same time with everybody, but you can always go back to the service. It's there, so anyway, so yeah, so we have 24 people, and I think that if you'd like to start, those people that have missed something, I'm going to be looking down too, because I'm shopping for my mom at the moment.
Oh,
um
Sure.
Kathleen, how you doing? Thank you so much. Hit the button. Brandy, how are you? All right, guys. Let's You ready to go, Lisa? Ready to
I'm
go?
ready to go. I'm very nervous.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. You know, we have Jamie in there with a wrench, so she'll kill anybody before you see her.
Okay, so I grew up in the 80s. So back in the day, in the 80s, you didn't talk about abuse. You didn't talk about any type of drug abuse, alcohol abuse, sexual abuse. Um, I grew up in a home with a mom and dad, two brothers and a sister. My home was very dysfunctional. There was a lot of schmexual um, and verbal and physical abuse in my home. There was also a lot of sexual abuse within their friend groups that happened to me. So it seemed like everywhere I went, there was some kind of sexual abuse. And I felt like that's all I was good for growing up. I grew up with a lot of issues, obviously, mental issues, eating disorders. I tried to commit suicide several times. It was hard. It was really hard growing up in that. And I thought it was the norm, which was the sickest way to think. I thought it was the norm that any brother or father in your family, that's what they did to you. That was normal. But I realized as I got older, it wasn't. Try not to break down. I'm sorry.
No, 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 no. Take your time. I
It's
don't
just
want to
really
interrupt
hard
at
to
all,
talk.
but
Just go at your
Yeah,
own pace. You're fine.
yeah, absolutely.
this is really hard. My dad knew, my mom knew everything was going on. They all knew. Everybody knew. Nobody did anything. I don't see how anybody could not have known that there was something wrong with me. So I turned to drugs, obviously, to numb all the pain. Um,
Can I
I've
ask
been
you?
married.
Can I just?
Sure.
I'm sorry, and the answer doesn't matter. Um, but did you tell anybody, or did you just assume, man, how stupid can they be to not see that there's such a difference in me?
My dad walked in on it once. I told my mom one time,
Mm.
I remember it as clear as day. Gypsy Rose pisses me the fuck off. That bitch has not been through what some of us have been through. And it pisses me off that she is just living the way she is. But I'm going to get off that subject because I'm going to get angry.
Right.
Yes, I did tell people. People knew.
Okay.
Um, so let's fast forward. I was married. I got married to my first husband when I was 19. I was pregnant with my son. Um, wasn't a good mom. Wasn't a good mom at all. I wish I could take back those times. But yeah, so that marriage didn't work out. Fast forward to my second marriage, same situation. I was just looking for someone to love me, to take care of me, and fill whatever void I had missing within me. Um, but it never happened. I've been married three times now. I have two children. My son is very successful. He owns his own business. My daughter, on the other hand, turned to drugs. She's been in it since my granddaughter, who is now 12. I've had guardianship of her since she was pretty much a baby, but legally too. My daughter's been through a lot too, and she's been living on the streets. She's been prostituting, anything you can imagine to get her fix. Um, it's been hard. It's been real hard, but I thank God every day that I have my granddaughter because I think that if I didn't have my granddaughter, I don't know. I don't know where I'd be.
That's wow. You're a very strong individual, and at some point you stop the cycle because you you're protecting and taking care of your grandchild. So that's
Yes.
something. Yeah, even see, Janae says that too.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's the
saying?
one thing I'm proud of in my life is this kid is a good kid. She's not been abused. Yes, she doesn't have her mom and dad, but she has me, and I've been everything to her that she's needed. And
Stability
that's,
and consistency is so important, right?
yes, it is. It so is. And I try to give her everything I didn't have. I wish I had that strength when I had my own kids. Um, but unfortunately, I didn't. But we have good relationships now. I mean, my son and I have a great relationship. We're really close.
Right.
Um, I think I'm harder. He feels like I'm so much harder on myself than I need to be because he thought I was a good mom, but I don't think that I was. 'Cause I wasn't the kind of mom that I am now. And it's so hard to admit this stuff because it's shameful.
Well, I mean, you can't go back to the past
No.
and make it right. How you're making it right now is how you present yourself today.
Right.
So I wouldn't focus so much on the past except as the motivator, and on days that you feel really shitty and when everything seems impossible, look back on that and remember what you achieved to give you inspiration and motivation and belief and faith. If that's all you can muster up is what
Yeah.
you're capable of, you need to remember that you're stronger than anything that's there.
Yeah, I know I'm strong. I've gotten off, any type of drug. I mean, I went through, I had scoliosis, and about 3 years ago, I had spinal surgery, um, and they had me on Percocets,
Right.
and I was living in Florida at this time, with my then husband. I had my surgery there. And by the time I want to say 1 month post-op, I was on 10 milligrams of Percocet 5 times a day.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. Tell me I didn't go right back into my addiction again. I did.
Well, I'm
Definitely
surprised you
did.
do that much.
They never knew I had an addiction before.
Yeah, well, I had a spinal fusion, no history
Hmm.
of addiction, and they gave me 10 pills when I checked out of the hospital from my surgery. And when I used those in a few days, I called back and they said, nope, that's all you get. Take some Advil or Tylenol. Never would give
Oh
me another.
my God. I
Yeah.
got OxyContin and Percocet, and I want to say Valium when I checked out of the hospital.
Wow.
And they would refill everything up until probably, I want to
Wow, it's
say,
crazy.
8 months out post-op. And
Oh
then I
my gosh.
started
When was
seeing
this? When
this
was
Wow.
was about 3 years ago.
And I was in
still late
Florida.
to the game, still late to the game on that because
Yeah.
hey Lady K, how you doing, guys? Lady K in the chat, everybody, just so you know. Bless you, Rebecca. Are you
Thank you.
sneezing or coughing?
Both.
Oh, okay.
And
Well, bless you.
if I must be honest, every time I cough, I pee a little bit. So just so you know, to be
I
honest
think
here.
we're all there, honey. I'm there.
No, it's happening
Uh,
over here. I'm just
we
living the
need
dream
to.
over
So
here.
now the channel has turned into a
Oh.
post-menopause. Post-menopause. And
Uh,
since Howard
Yeah.
comes in, we have Howard. We have one male that I know of, Howard.
oh,
So
sorry.
he's not here yet,
Oh, good.
but he usually does come in. So anyway,
Oh,
well, that just made Jen Ramsey pee. You know that? No, And
Yeah, we
Jamie,
have to start off with pads and then we end with pads. It's
Yeah,
it's
sad.
a full cycle. It's a
It
full
is a
cycle,
full
isn't it?
cycle.
It's,
Yeah.
it's
if you're
only
lucky enough to get there,
it's only when I'm sick. If I'm really sick like this with a really bad cough, that's when it
Yeah.
happens. Normally I'm okay. If I don't jump
Yeah.
on a trampoline or something like that,
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Anyway, all right. I'm sorry to
Or
interrupt.
laugh too hard.
Um, mm.
Oh,
Um,
oh, it's crazy.
Sorry for
But
my interruption, but carry
no,
on.
you're fine. You're fine.
Look,
I mean,
Stacia wrote, just because it's part of what we're talking about. I broke my arm roller skating around 45 years old, had surgery on it. They gave me 4 prescriptions back to back of Oxy and recovering addict.
Wow.
I took them right and worked out. But man, that's a lot. I mean, I don't know how long ago that was, but yours was clearly after the opioid addiction. I mean,
oh yeah.
yours
I'm
was after.
telling you, in Florida, they'll give
This
you
is funny.
anything.
Hang on one second. This is worth seeing right here
Okay.
in the window here, right here I call it peasing as opposed to
Teasing.
sneezing. That's
I love
hysterical.
that.
I'm going to use
That's
that.
I'm going to
hysterical.
use that. It's funny.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's not mine. That's Jen Ramsey. Put that. I just put it up there. She said it. Jen Ramsey said it. No, no, no. Jen didn't say it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was Susan Jenner. Susan Jenner said it. I'm sorry.
So
There it
this
is.
is why when I mentioned Gypsy Rose earlier, that's why I get so pissed off every time I hear about her fucking abuse and this and that. Bullshit. I call bullshit on all of it. She's a liar.
I agree. I agree. I agree that it is bullshit because there are people that have, and we've seen it happen. We've seen people get out of situations like, remember the guy who had like the women in his house in California and they had to destroy the house after, and she came running out. A black guy came in and he hugged her, and that was something that the black guy said was, I knew it was real because she was out here hugging a black man. Remember that?
Yep.
That was in California, and that was one of those girls was taken, and the guy, this is the same story, was taken by, what was his name? He was a Spanish Castro,
Yes.
Ariel Castro.
Oh yeah.
And,
I just
and,
saw something about this yesterday.
He had the
and,
one and she got pregnant. He had a
well,
baby.
Yes.
the other one got pregnant too, but he used to beat her up. The
Yeah,
Yes,
one
he did.
I
used to
remember
beat her
that.
Did you
up.
see their
But here's
story
the
on
thing,
Lifetime?
well, I remember when it happened and such, but also not just that, but it was his daughter and the one that he used to abuse, they were friends. So she was getting a ride home from her friend's dad. He was taking her to go see his daughter because they were friends. That's who this man was. Is that not something
Wow.
else? That's why I have concerns over Gypsy Rose Blanchard
Yeah, me too. Me
and
too.
children that can come into her life.
Hmm.
So that's why I have concerns. But I don't want this to be about Gypsy Rose. This is about addiction. Gypsy doesn't have any that we can help or even talk about or even try to
Right.
understand. The shit's all alien to me because it's made up. It's bullshit. You know what I'm
It
saying?
is. It is
But
bullshit.
getting over or not getting over, I don't know that we get over things. I don't think that that's the terminology. I think that it's more that we get past it or beyond it, and we unfortunately have to take bits of it with us and unpack it along the way. And
Yep.
it's very important to unpack it because even though it's a metaphor, it makes sense. And the more weight, the heavier the load, the harder it is to keep going with it, right? So
Yep.
at some point you have to unpack it and take responsibility for what's yours and
Right.
and what's not yours. And sometimes we overtake. I think we overpack, just like we overpack.
Yes.
But then
Yes.
at a later time, you get to your next destination, and you're like, I really didn't need that, and you know what I mean. And then you start realizing. I think we start realizing. I don't think you should beat yourself up when your son says you weren't a horrible mom. It might be because how old is your son now?
He's 36.
So I'm sure he's got a little bit of wisdom behind him and realizes, wow, somebody had said it, and I've heard this statement so many times, but I guess I honestly just listened to it. You're you're one bad decision away from fucking things up. One bad decision away.
Hmm.
That's as easy as it is. So you have to, be responsible and take responsibility for for things so that you can, unpack your shit and grow, but you can't take responsibility for things that aren't yours. And I think that your son has realized, oh shit, I could have made that decision. And you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, he has
so we
three
could,
children. Yeah,
yeah. So, and it was harder on women
it was.
in
Yeah,
my opinion. It was harder on women.
yeah,
So, and the times were different as well. Things were,
they
so
were
he
different.
might just appreciate and show you the grace that maybe you deserve, and maybe that grace wouldn't be there if there was no actions in your behavior that changed to show him, that you're a different person. So there's nothing wrong with giving somebody grace, right? Howard, we were just talking about you, Howard. Is Howard We're talking about you, Howard.
No, I mean, I've unpacked my stuff. I've gotten through it. Just talking about it, that was weird. Just the emotions that came up. Because I feel like I'm over it. Um, and I feel really, like I said, I think if it wasn't for my granddaughter, she's helped me a lot to feel, good about myself
Right.
in ways I never have. So I thank God for her. I really do. I think she was a gift. And I think I have broken that cycle because it runs along in my family. It's not just it's my cousins, it's my uncles, it's um, my grandmother's past relatives. Like it goes back far. So if I can just break one of the cycles within my family, then
Right.
I've done something right. There was a
So,
purpose for me because I always wonder what the hell's my purpose, you know? But now I know.
do you still have contact with your daughter, or not so much?
Not so much, maybe once every 6 months.
Mm.
She had just gotten out of jail about a year ago, and she went into a program where she had to stay in, according to her, oh, what do you call it? Her
Parole?
probation,
Oh, okay.
probation.
Okay.
Um, oh my God, I just lost my thought totally. What were we talking about? I'm sorry.
I just asked if you're in contact with your daughter.
Yeah, no, not so much. Every 6 months.
Yeah, yeah,
Really. And it's just a basic, she's supposedly working. I talk to her dad more than I talk to her mom.
right, right.
Her dad's a little bit more involved as far as he buys her things. That's
Yeah,
about it. So they're
yeah.
not there for her at
Wow.
all.
She has you. So,
Yeah, yeah, she has me.
and how old is your granddaughter?
She's 12, almost 13. The fun age, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember when I was that age. Oh, it was horrible.
yeah, yeah.
But
I was starting to act out at 12, and I thought I could wear makeup and be grown up. I remember that.
yeah, yeah. I'm
But
a little bit more lenient as far as like the clothes and a little bit of makeup.
yeah,
Um, I don't think it's so bad. I think as long as you know what your children are doing, offline, online,
yeah, you
what
be
who their
careful.
friends are, who their friends' parents are.
Yeah,
Like people really need to pay attention because my parents did not know the people that they were sending me to, and things would happen. I remember one time I went over a friend's house where her uncle was watching us, and he
Mm.
abused us. Like, they didn't pay attention. That's people, these, we need to pay attention to our children. They are our future.
Yeah.
Well,
And
not only that, but we have an obligation to make sure that we protect them. We
That's
can't
yes,
take for granted who people act like they are. You know what I'm
just
saying?
because
Like,
you've known them for most of your life, just because they're friendly neighbors and you've known them for a year, doesn't mean that they're not evil
well, but
behind closed doors.
here's the thing. I would think, like, with a especially with a child, you would see something in the behavior if you paid attention. You know, I mean, you might not catch the act of it happening. People, as we know, there are serial killers, unfortunately, that are husbands that wives are shocked when they find out. And I believe that because
Right.
maybe something is just, they would never believe. Who would believe I married a serial killer? Who would
Yeah,
fucking believe that, to be honest with you? Right. So,
right.
um, but that's when you count on your child. You know,
Yes.
when you count on the child acting differently, or maybe asking weird questions, or the child behaving inappropriately, or I mean, something.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know that I acted out in a lot of ways. And I told them, like, that's the biggest thing. Listen to your children.
right.
They're not, if they're, that young and they're telling you that bad stuff is happening, you need to listen to them.
Even if they tell you that they don't want to go somewhere that they once upon a time really liked going to, why don't you
Right.
want to go there?
That's a
Why?
red flag. Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's you have to just pay attention. Maybe the kid's afraid to tell you, but maybe as you'll see that there's certain behaviors, certain patterns that happen every time you bring up this person, or that person coming over. Maybe the kid's always getting sick, or maybe the kid doesn't want to come out of the room. There's a change there. You have to pay attention to your child, just like when you're an animal lover and your pets
Yeah.
can't tell you, but you'll see, okay, well, I noticed that Milo wasn't so active yesterday. I remember that he was running on the tennis courts, and I remember I said I wasn't going to take him to the tennis courts after this, because when he was running and he went to make a turn, I saw that his like hind legs started sliding. So I was like,
Mm.
yeah, we're not going to do that anymore. But um, so the next day I noticed, wow, he's not near as active. He's not so more eager to go outside and such. And I remembered, okay, well, I need to take, because the day before, right? So that with children, thank you so much. Thank you so much. With children, it's the same attention. You have to pay attention to your child. Like, I know when Milo's going to start barking, not because he says, hey, mom, now is the time. It's because of a behavior that already has shown me, and that's why I keep bringing up the Matty Soto thing. There's no way in the world that Jen Soto shouldn't be charged with something here, because, and I'm not trying to be graphic, but she said how uncomfortable it was to have sex with Stefan because of the size of him. So you can't tell me that the first time that happened to her daughter, that there wasn't something physically different in her
Oh, it makes
behavior.
me
You,
sick thinking
you
that.
can't
Yeah.
tell me that. You can't tell me that there wasn't something different. That I'm not going to in a million years believe that. And on that alone, and the other, on that alone, that's neglect.
Yes.
That alone is neglect. And then the thing that came in about the Woody Allen statement, if that doesn't show you something like, let the courts fucking decide about that. But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. When you come home from a place for the first time and something like that happens, there's a change in the child. There has to be a change in the child. You know what I mean? There's a change in us as adults the first time we have sex. You know what I'm
There's red
saying?
flags. There are red flags
Well,
out there.
there's
You just
not
have to
even red
look for
flags,
them.
but there's a change in us as adults when we have consensual sex for the very
True.
first time.
True.
You know, so if it's a child of a certain age, like how could you not see change in that person like right away and say what happened here? Or why are you walking weird? Or where'd that blood stain come from? Or why are you picking there? Or what's wrong? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
Rebecca, are you all right?
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Okay, I just want to make sure you're not choking over there. I wouldn't know who to call, Rebecca.
Um,
Sorry.
yeah,
No, no, no. I
I
just want to make
don't
sure you're okay.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
don't
you're
know
nice
too
and
much.
red.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you are.
choking, coughing, throwing up, you know.
I'm sorry that
Are
you're
you
so
are you
sick.
getting over a cold?
I have pneumonia, actually. I found out
Oh,
Saturday.
Oh
Jesus.
my goodness.
So
Oh, okay.
I'm
Are they
okay.
giving you anything for that? What do they do for pneumonia?
I have steroids and cough medicine and a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But
I hope you feel better.
thank you. The cough is the worst, I think. It's just you know, but I'm fine, thank you. Sorry for the interruption.
No, no,
No,
no.
you're
You're good.
fine.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I don't know too much about the Soto case. I really haven't
Well, I'm not really
followed it.
trying to talk about that case as much as I'm just trying to say that it just is common sense.
I'm going to assume she was a minor child.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. From like 8 years old to
Oh, my
she
Lord.
was she was she was unalived like the day or 2 days after her 13th birthday, and it was the boyfriend of the mom. The point that I'm making is
Mhm.
that how can it possibly how do people not see a change in your child that to me would have to be it's physical, it's got to be emotional. I mean, because it's 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 something that crosses a line. I remember the first time that I ever saw like a guy in the nude. Like, I remember that, and I remember the physical look on my face, telling the story about it, how I told my grandparents the story of it. It happened at the temple. Like me and my friend, we still talk about this. This is like 50 years, over 50 years ago. We were coming out of, I'm sorry, we were coming out of, we were going in to get water or something, and some guy came out of his car and he was naked from the waist down. He had a shirt on, but from the waist down, he was naked.
Wow.
And my friend and I, we were like 8, 9 years old. It was a temple. Come on, man. So, and
Mhm.
I remember us telling the story and how anxious we were and how I mean things had changed because that was the first time I had ever seen, you know what I'm saying? When that I remember, you know what I mean? So, yeah, it was a messed up situation. And I mean, not that it fucked with my head or anything, but I still remember the shock and everything. So if somebody put hands on me, God forbid, you know what I'm saying? Like that would be
Mhm.
something that would definitely change somebody.
It definitely changes who you are. That's another thing that I had a hard time dealing with too, is like what I could have been.
Um, It's
But
not too
I mean,
late to.
I've gotten past that, but it does, it's hard to, you're right, it changes you. Seeing something, having something done to you in a weird way, I think that changes the person that you are.
Oh, absolutely. Each experience changes us. Each good
Yeah,
experience, bad experience. I agree.
yeah.
Yeah. So, so, yeah, there was another Lisa that was going to come on, like I said, but I haven't seen her yet.
Yeah,
Um,
she has her grandchildren. I think that's the one.
um, I don't know. But you got a lot of people hoping that you feel better, Rebecca. I'm so sorry that you're not feeling well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been ongoing for a couple of weeks. It started out just, not feeling great and then developed into pneumonia. So,
But you got to take care of yourself.
yeah, I'm not like I'm resting a lot, but I don't feel like I need to stay in bed. Like I have a little energy to get up. So when I feel like it, I do get up and do things. But it's just this cough sometimes. I cough so much that it makes me vomit. It's terrible.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what the
I know
cough.
exactly what you mean.
That's what the cough medicine is for. So, um, I'm sorry about this, Estiana, that your parents got away with what they did to
Hmm.
you
Oh,
guys.
Oh,
that's terrible. I don't
that
know,
is.
I know any form of abuse is bad, but I
Yeah.
wonder if it when it involves a family member, is it worse for the victim? I don't know how to explain this, like what I'm trying to ask. Is it worse
I
if a
know.
family member does
I
it or
think
if a stranger does it? Do you know? I mean, it's bad all
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I can't answer that question. I mean, it's been both for me, so I don't know. It was bad for both with
right.
me.
Yeah, I just often wonder, is it worse if it's a family member or, you know,
See, what the thing with a family member is you're probably going to see them more often.
right. And
So that's
probably more inclined not to tell on them because,
right.
it's your family. I don't know. I'm not sure. When I had my situation, it wasn't a family member. So,
Mhm.
it was just some random guy. And, so I
Yeah,
probably was never going
sorry.
to get to see him again. So I wouldn't have told it. My mother just overheard me talking about it. So I wasn't telling
Mhm.
anybody.
I'm
Well,
sorry.
I think it's worse if you know somebody because that kind of does two things at one time. There's a violation of you, and it's a violation by somebody that was trusted.
Yeah, true.
So I
Very
think it,
true.
it definitely, if anything else, it complicates things.
Right.
So that's
It
what I,
does.
yeah.
I don't think it makes it any easier. But
Yeah. So I don't know. We need to keep on talking or not. We've only been on for like 40 minutes,
I
but
know.
there was somebody else coming. So you're in a much better position today. Your grandchild, how's your grandchild that you're taking care of now?
she seems to be good. This is something I wanted to mention too when we were talking about, watching, keeping an eye on our children, paying attention to everything that they're saying. Um, I lost my train of thought again.
No.
What will,
So go ahead.
I keep losing my train of thought. I'm sorry. What subject again?
So what I was saying was, how your grandchild is recovering from this. How are they? How are they?
She, she's good. And, the age she's at is a tough age, right? So my granddaughter's pretty much in her room all the time on the phone with her friends. Um, so when it comes to, looking for red flags or watching out if your child is changing, it's hard at this age because they do become withdrawn. They don't want to tell you everything anymore.
Right.
Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? That makes it hard. I know you
I,
don't have any children, Toddie.
no, I don't. I don't have any kids, but
Yeah,
I've been in a relationship where we raised a kid together. It's tough.
yeah,
It's tough.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, that was my story. I don't want to get too, like, I could get into details, but I really don't want to.
I don't want you to do
Um,
anything you don't want to
yeah,
do, but I think it's
yeah,
good that you came on here and told your story. And the thing about it is, it's never too late to find your purpose, just so you know. And just because your purpose was something at one point
hmm,
doesn't mean that, like, I was a writer for so long and I still don't know what happened with that. I still struggle with where did all of that go? Where did the
hmm,
passion and all that stuff go? And then lo and behold, I find myself having a YouTube channel, and now three YouTube channels. So, and I feel very passionate about the channels. So what I would have never had thought, to be honest with you, especially this isn't like creative writing and such, you know what I mean? So sometimes we
yeah,
have to get out of our own way, because maybe what we thought, and I hated that. I hated that. Maybe that's not it. And I was, yes, it is. You know, but I think as you get older, it's easier to open up your mind a little bit more, and to have
yes,
faith, and to have
hmm,
faith. And faith is believing in something you can't see. So I don't know that we always believe that, especially when there's rotten things that happen to us as kids. And it
yeah,
doesn't have to be something physical like that. It could be that parents have lied to us, or not shown up for us, or said things out of anger to us, or whatever. So
right.
it's important that, anyway. It's
But I'm
hard.
really, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, I think it's hard to step out and find confidence in yourself, but you have done that. You found that you are worthy of more than what's happened to you, and that you're going to make sure that your grandchild um gets his worth, because that's what's so important, is that we all want to matter to the people that we matter, that that matter to us. So that's
Right.
important, and self-worth is so important. People
Yeah.
don't put a lot of value on that, and I think that that matters so much more than so much of the other bullshit that you feed to kids.
If people could just be kind, just be kind to each other.
Yeah.
I
Like
agree.
say, I remember this. It's about a year ago. My granddaughter and I were shopping in the store, and she was frustrating me. We were checking out, and there was this guy behind us, and he knew I was frustrated, but he came up to me after I got my bags and he said, "I don't know if anyone's told you today, but you're beautiful." And that like made my day.
Of course,
Like
that's
if people
wonderful.
could just,
Yep.
uplift people, uplift each other.
Yeah, that'd be a wonderful world we'd live in. That would be a wonderful world.
I feel like
Yeah,
it's so much easier for people to knock you down. They don't, instead of picking you
yeah,
up, people seem to want to do
yeah,
the opposite.
it is.
Some
That's true,
beautiful
Rebecca.
people.
Can we talk about Gypsy for a little bit?
I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? I mean,
I
like,
think everybody always wants to talk about Gypsy. I don't know if you want
well,
to do it here.
unless anybody's got something else to say, and if the other Lisa comes on, then I'd
Yeah.
like to talk about her
Unless
story.
you, I mean, I just wanted to throw that out there because, I mean, there's a lot of issues, like she's got a lot of issues that we're talking about too. But
She
I'd
does,
like to
but I'm
talk
not
about her.
one. Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure that she's going to ever learn. Just so you know.
No, no, I know that. You can't teach some people. You
Well,
just can't.
she doesn't see anything wrong with her, so
She's a narcissist.
she doesn't see anything wrong with her.
No.
No, she doesn't.
Right.
Nope. She's so
Toddie,
proud about it all.
I see Howard. I can't see very well.
What about it? Yep.
But I didn't realize. I guess Howard was abused or something
Yeah,
for.
that's what he said. Hmm.
Oh,
Oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
the
I'm
person
sorry.
spent 15 years in prison.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that, Howard. I didn't know.
I mean, I'm not supposed to talk about the details, but I had a lawsuit also.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's back when I had my situation, it went to court and everything. I went before the grand jury. I remember that, and they didn't take the case. They didn't feel that I was being honest, and
Really?
yeah, he walked. He didn't get in any trouble. I still look him up to this day, but I don't see him. I wouldn't know what he looks like, and his name, I guess, is very common.
Hmm.
But I'm still a little bitter over that.
I'm sure you want the person who did you wrong to have consequences.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow.
it's
I'm
crazy, right?
sorry, Rebecca. Yeah, it
I mean,
is.
I wasn't, like I said, I didn't report it. My mother just overheard me talking about it. And she came into the kitchen and said, "What did you say?" And I got so scared. I didn't know what to say. So I blurted out the whole story. I never would have told. I would have just kept it a secret because I felt like I was going to be in trouble for it or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's so we all react differently to trauma and to things that happen.
We do. Some people are stronger, some people are not. Some
Right.
people rise above it, some
Yeah.
people don't.
Things that happen to us lead a lot of people down a very dark path of, drug abuse or other things, alcohol, drugs,
Yeah.
you know. Um, thank God that didn't happen with me. I just moved on and, but for some it's difficult.
Yeah, it is.
I agree with that. Hang on one second. I'm gonna see why aren't these people here. Let's just see. Nope, that's from you. What was the other Lisa? Let me see. Here we go. Let me see. Reply.
Did you
I'm
send
just
her the
checking
link?
here.
Howard, you're saying we can forgive but never forget. I can't even get to the forgiveness part for a lot of things, unfortunately. I guess I'm just not wired that way.
It probably has a lot to do with the closure you didn't get.
Yeah.
But you know what, Rebecca? Karma comes in a lot of forms, and he will get his karma. He will.
Yeah. I just would like to be around to see it,
Yeah,
for
I know. I get it. Trust me.
yeah.
You'd like to be a little bit a part of that karma too, right?
Yeah, I would like to be on the giving end of it, if
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
All right, so I sent that other Lisa an email to see if she's gonna come on.
Okay.
Okay, I don't care if we talk about Gypsy. I mean, I don't see anybody else talking. Wait, there was something here that I did want to talk about. Wait. It was about the here, it's right here. I put it up. I pinned it. How is everybody doing with the benefits and the shutdowns and such? I do know somebody that kind of lost their job because they were a property manager and because of Section 8, um, I guess they're not paying up. They really, I don't know what, but they're not. That person lost their job.
Hmm.
well,
That's weird.
Yep. Well,
I
there's
mean,
a
it
lot of
hasn't
people
affected
losing their job.
me, thank
Right.
God, but I feel bad for the people that I said it hasn't affected me, thank God, but
Right.
I feel bad for the people that it has.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I get so worried about how people who depend on those benefits. How do you feed your kids? What do you tell your kids? Oh, you can't eat today. I just
Right?
imagine.
Yeah.
It's so expensive to make it. I was talking to my brother, and he was like, I don't know how people are making it. If I didn't have the situation that I had, I couldn't. I said, man, if I didn't have the situation I had, if I didn't have the camper and I lost my job, yeah, I'd have more of a savings, but then how would I make it after? You know what I mean? Like, it is,
Mm,
you go to the store, everything is so effing
Yeah.
expensive. You can't even imagine. It's almost, what world are we living in? It's impossible. Why these kids that are going to school and 15, $20 an hour, you can't pay your bills on $20 an hour.
No,
no.
you can't.
Mm-mm.
You have to
You
have two
can't even
children.
run and come home is hard.
Yeah. No, it's not possible.
So I just don't know. And a lot of people are listen, bless you. I i had SNAP as a kid. I was on welfare as a kid. We lived in HUD. When my dad was in prison and I came back and got off the witness protection program, I lived in HUD with my mom. I did. And I know that we were on benefits because back in the day, you didn't have a discreet little card. You had
Yes.
paid, and I would always walk away when my mom used it. I'm honest. I would always walk away when she used it because I don't want to be standing by her. That's a horrible thing to say, but I'm just
Ew.
they didn't have the discreet. And I mean, my mom worked. My mom didn't sit at home. My mom was a manicurist. She worked and hunched over, like, to the point that, I mean, she can't stand up straight today. So, I mean, think of that. A manicurist, and they weren't what they are today. They weren't nail technicians. They were fucking manicurists, and they were
Yep.
doing people's feet and doing people's nails, and it wasn't a prestigious job, and it didn't pay what it pays today. It's a totally different position today
Right.
than it ever was. And my mom worked in a building in Hollywood Beach, Florida, in one of the big high-rise apartments. It was a Galahad building, as a matter of fact. That was the name of them. They had a few of the Galahad buildings. And my mom and I used to go in with her on weekends when I'd be off and get paid for taking the curlers out of the old ladies' hairs under the dryer. Under the dryer. But you know what? That gave me something to do. It gave me spending money. My mom was doing her best to raise me and my younger brother at the time, who would go to my grandparents' house. And my mom took me to work with her. And, but she worked every day.
Right.
I mean, and still we needed help with things. And people think that people on SNAP or they don't work hard enough. This, to me, I think, is the only country that if you work 40 hours a week, you can't afford to live.
No. But then you make too much to get the benefits. And so what do you do?
Let me tell you something. I know, and we have UK people. So tell me if I'm wrong in the UK. This is what I'm going by. I have UK friends, and none of them are I don't know. I don't want to say white collar, but more or less white collar. So there are people that would work in bodegas. There are people that would work, maybe they could do anything from like selling retail clothing to waiting on tables in a restaurant to cooking. Okay. So whatever, it didn't matter, because if they worked 40 hours a week, they were able to at least live and pay their bills. Am I wrong in the UK? I'm looking in the chat, please, guys. I know that Estiana's part of there. I thought there was somebody else. um, but this is the only country. I mean, it's like two jobs isn't enough. And
No,
it's made to eat up the lower income people.
Right.
it is 100%.
So anyway, so we're reading some comments.
Yeah.
We went to commissary twice a month. My mom was frugal with money. Things were tough. I just don't understand. But used to be that they didn't let you starve. Now they're going to let you starve.
Hey,
Now
Toddie, I
they'll
want
let
to.
you starve. And what they're depending on is the kindness of private companies and individuals.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I want to share a
Hmm.
little bit, if I can, about how tough it was when I was growing up. My mom and dad both worked, and they had just bought a house, and the mortgage on the house, I'll never forget it. They paid about 42,000 for the house. It was on Forest Gate Drive in Jamesburg, New Jersey. The mortgage was about 137 a month. I remember
Wow.
this, and I don't know why. But we get into this house, and we're thinking, moving on up, right? We're living the dream, and they just couldn't afford everything. And we didn't have food a lot of nights. We didn't have heat. We didn't have hot water. We would use kerosene stoves and heat a pot of water to take a bath with. And I think my
Wow.
sister's in the chat. She can confirm this. It was bad. We grew up really, it wasn't always good. But that was with both parents working, and we still couldn't make it.
Yeah.
It was, had a rough life, and I sit and think, my kids would never, they have never known that, and I, I don't think I could ever do it again, but I guess I'd have to if it came to that. But we had it rough. You couldn't turn the lights on because there were no lights. You couldn't watch TV because we had no electric. There was no heat. There was no hot water. Don't open the fridge because there was nothing in it. I mean, it was bad. It was really bad. So I
Um,
just thought I'd share that.
what's funny is, I have a neighbor that has, a camper. They're getting ready. Some people are getting ready to leave. And she just was like, I'll read this to you. So, um, I went to a mass food distribution. I have lots of stuff would like to share with you. Want anything? Grapes, onions, potatoes, butternut squash. So that's wonderful that where I live, that's happening as well. That, there's I used to work for a short period of time um for a food bank in Arlington, Virginia, and it was a pantry there, and I loved it. I really did, but I had left the jail at one point, and he got me back through pay and stuff. I left the jail and I went to do this, and then I went back to the jail because anyway, and we used to give, I want to say, a bag, excuse me, there was a procedure in which it was done. They got something out of the refrigerator, something out of the freezer, and a bag of groceries that had like staples in it, like cereal, rice, beans, and stuff like that. And then they got to pick one thing, I think it was. And I remember I used to, so this was in Arlington, Virginia, right? So there's three states right there. Okay. So there's Virginia, and I lived in Maryland, right? So I'd have to go through the District of Columbia and then go to Maryland. And there was a guy that would sit out at a red light and ask people for money. And I said to him, "Yo, man, I don't have any money, but I work at the food bank." I said, "If I give you groceries, would you accept it?" Because one time I was coming out of the old executive office building with a brand new like tuna sandwich, right? And somebody like eyed me and said, "I'm hungry. Can you help?" And I was like, "Man, you can have my sandwich." It was wrapped and everything. And they said, "I don't take food from strangers." I said, "Then you ain't hungry." Obviously, I was going to eat the sandwich. Obviously, I was going to eat that sandwich. So that's why I asked this other guy at the light. I said, "Listen, if I give you groceries, would you take it?" He said, "I will be here every Friday," or whatever it was, whatever day it was. He was there every fucking week without any kind. I mean, he weather didn't care, always there waiting for me to give him stuff. And I said to him, I don't have a problem giving this to you, but he said, there's nothing over here for that. And I don't live in Arlington, so I can't get what you're giving me. He was in the District of Columbia. And you have to show that you live in Arlington because it's the Arlington that city that's paying for it, or however it worked. You know what I mean? I managed their food and what they got in and all of that stuff. But I remember that was a really humbling position. And I remember getting all these potatoes. We used to get potatoes a couple times. And I mean, we used to get all these potatoes. And we would give away all these potatoes and still have all these potatoes. And I'd call up the jail and I'd be like, listen, I want you to take the potatoes, but I can't really give you the right to give them to the inmates because in actuality, you're getting paid for feeding the inmates. But your Meals on Wheels, I could give you the potatoes for the Meals on Wheels. And so Sam would come and get the potatoes. I don't know if he used it for the inmates. I mean, I just had to say what I had to say, but I just remember thinking, wow, that was a really cool job. I was very proud to be a part of that. But I got paid pretty decent. And I always thought that was one of the highest paid jobs I got. And it was a nonprofit that was taking care of people. And I thought if everybody kind of took like a quarter of their salary, like that would make a huge difference as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. It's weird the way people help people. Like the March of Dimes, they give 10 cents for every dollar. They don't. Somebody else gets the 90 cents, but they give 10 cents.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not snoring. It's she's doing work on her house.
No, I'm awake. I
It's
do
not.
snore
I thought
though.
it was my dog.
I do snore though, but I'm awake.
That's so funny. I gotta get some water.
Yeah.
Um,
Somebody was saying on here, I think it was Janae, that kids don't qualify for free lunch because if a parent works or they get SNAP. I know here in New Jersey, I think if you get SNAP, your child automatically gets free lunch.
I thought they automatically got it too. Hey, listen, when you're
I
not.
know mine does, and I'm in Maine.
I mean, and that's great if they get free lunch, but if there's no food when they get home for dinner, that's a concern, kids have to eat.
Yeah, they do.
I don't believe in taking away from these people. Everybody has this idea that anybody on SNAP or any benefits, they're just kicked back all day playing video games or something, They don't realize that they're working and struggling and still don't make enough,
Mm. Yes.
Not everybody's taking advantage of the system. I mean, I'm sure there's some, but not everybody is that way. And I don't think it's right to take it away from the children and, the families that are really trying hard to make it work.
Yeah, I don't agree with it at all. I don't understand their thinking. Of course, it's all corrupt anyways, so the whole system.
Yeah.
Hang on one second. I'll be right there. I want to show you something. Yeah.
All right.
So have you started to feel better at all, Rebecca, since you've been on your medication?
It's so funny because, parts of the day I feel like really good. And then later on, I'm like, I have these coughing attacks and I feel horrible again. And
Yeah.
now I think my medicine kicked in because I haven't coughed really hard in a few minutes and I feel okay right now. But then later it hits me again. It's just, I've been sick for a couple of weeks, like on and off. And then I went
Yeah,
to
I
the
know last week you looked a little sick.
I went to the doctor last Thursday, and won't give you anything,
Pretty loud.
And I was right back there on Saturday. And of course, I had developed pneumonia, which I told them was going to happen, but they didn't want to hear it on Thursday. So
Yeah.
here we are.
They don't ever want to listen to us. We know our own bodies.
Right. Yeah. But, so it's like last night I had a really hard time going to sleep. I was coughing a lot. And so I put pillows behind me. I sat up. It was a rough night trying to get some, I don't sleep well to begin with. So it was just even more difficult.
I think somebody joined us. Did I just hear something? I did. Did I? Wait a minute. No. I'm sorry. I thought I heard something. I'm trying to find something that I went over last night that I kind of adds to. Lisa, when you're not speaking, maybe you could shut your mic down, because that would stop some of the sound when others are speaking. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if she heard me or not. Can you hear me, Rebecca?
I can hear you. Did Lisa go away? I don't see her.
Oh, I don't hang. I'm not looking at that screen anymore.
Yeah, it's just me and you.
I see her, but I see. I don't want to add it. Here we go. I'm going to add you back to the stage, Lisa. That's where that came from, Lisa. So
Okay, I'm gonna mute.
yeah, mute when you're not speaking, please. Please hit the like button, guys. I gave a homeless man $20 before. I looked in the mirror and he raised up was jumping up and down. It made me cry.
Oh.
Yeah, sometimes you're going to give to the wrong person, but when you give to the right person, it matters a lot.
Yeah.
You'll see it.
Yeah.
Haven't you ever been behind? This has happened to me. I do it usually around, this time of the year, the holiday time, where I'm in line and there's some, like, I'll go behind somebody that is paying for stuff, but there's like a kid, and you see, and they have things like yogurt, and there's baby stuff, and there's diapers, and I'll ask to pay that. I'll ask to pay that. I don't do like extravagant. I can't afford extravagant, but I do it to several people. And then, like, the last time I was in Florida visiting my mom, there was a woman with a kid, and she didn't have enough for everything, so she's trying to put something back, and the kid's in the stroller, like reaching for the thing that she's trying to put back, and I was like, no, I'll pay for that, just go ahead. But it shouldn't be up to me or you, or because there are people that live, and I don't think that everybody should have the same income. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. But it's just so fucking unfair.
Yeah.
All of the benefits benefit the rich, and it's like they're really trying to do away with the lower economy, and because they consider it lower class, and it's not. I don't understand. The difference is, I think that one of the main differences between me, and I'm just going to say Trump, okay? One of the main differences is I don't value the dollar the way he does.
Right.
I value the human life, the spirit, the experience. It doesn't matter to me who has the most toys at the end of the game, because at the end of the game, you take nothing with you.
Right.
There's nothing you take with you, and all you leave behind is these memories. People forget about the toys. Trust me, people take them on themselves and say that they got them on their own. They're not going to give you fucking credit for the shit that you left behind for them. They're going to create their own bullshit story. I've seen it.
Yeah.
They're going to create their own bullshit story that they did it on their own. So all the times you took the people fishing, or all the times you took the people skating, or all the times you took them to the movies or went to their ball games and stuff like that, that's the shit that they're going to remember. The times you took them how to drive. You know what I'm saying? none
Yeah.
of the other stuff that anything that I cherish from anybody who's passed on has nothing to do with anything physical.
Right.
Nothing to do with anything physical. It all has to do with memories. So,
Yes,
how important is the money? I'm just asking. Like, now,
it's not.
listen, it was nice to go on cruises. It was very nice to go on cruises. But when I think of the cruises, I don't think of the experiences of the cruise. I think of the family together and us laughing at a dinner that doesn't matter if we were on a cruise ship or in my dad's kitchen. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think that a lot of people it I don't know how it turned into who has the most toys wins this game, because I don't see a winner with that being the end game, you know?
Yeah. I think everybody should be afford to eat and live here. There should be nobody putting their kids to bed with no food tonight because they couldn't buy food. Because a lot of people think, oh, why are these people depending on these benefits? Well, because they work 2 and 3 jobs. The rents are ridiculous. Everything is so expensive. What else are they going to do? Starve? I mean, they turn to these agencies for help. That's what it's there for. I get some people abuse it. I get that. But I don't think
It's
that's
not up to any of those people anyway, in my
right.
opinion. It's
Exactly.
not up to any of those people to decide who's abusing it. We have government agencies for that. Let them
Right.
do their damn
They take
job.
care of
In the
that. That's
meantime,
right.
why should people starve because of somebody else's thoughts and opinions? That's
Exactly.
bullshit. I'm sorry, Rebecca, but
No,
that
They need
is
to start
bullshit.
doing their job.
that's right.
Well,
I
but
mean,
here's the thing. More importantly, let's feed and then figure out who's scamming before we have starving
Exactly.
children,
right.
please.
Instead of starving everybody, the agencies need to
And
get on the ball if they
And
think,
not for nothing, the agencies allowed them to scam them.
that's
right.
exactly
They're
what
not
Rebecca
checking
Mitchell said.
correctly.
That's exactly what
Yeah,
Rebecca Mitchell said. That's
Yeah.
exactly what Rebecca Mitchell
Yeah.
said.
Let the agencies worry about who's conning them and they'll deal with
yeah.
it. But don't starve all the other people who are
Hey,
truly,
I need to call my mom. I'm going to put me on mute.
yeah.
I need to tell her food's there.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just, I don't know how people go to bed at night knowing they have the control over if these kids eat or not. How do you go to bed knowing that you took the food out of these poor little kids? How do you do that?
They have no conscience. They don't. They can't. If
It's
they can allow this to happen,
yeah, it's just
I'm
not.
sure their kids aren't starving.
Yeah. No, of course they don't even look at price tags. They don't have to say, do I get laundry detergent or do I get this? They don't have to
Right.
put things
Should
back.
I wash clothes or
Do I
get
pay
some
the rent
milk?
or do I buy
Yeah.
food? Do I buy my
Yeah.
medicine or do I buy food?
Yeah.
Can't pay the electric bill if I want to buy food. What are we going to do here? Like those people obviously have never had to live that way and it shows, and it's not.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in this world should not have food, a nice place to live, especially those that are working 2 and 3 jobs
Right.
and they're doing everything they can.
Hmm.
Not fair.
No, it's not. I think every child should have the same opportunities.
Yep. And
At least start with the children.
yeah. And I always said, and this has nothing to do with food, but you know how some schools had uniforms, like in Florida, our kids wore uniforms to school. And
Hmm.
I kind of like that because then, some people can't afford the nice clothes, the name brand clothes. And so if your
Yes.
kid goes to school with not the nice stuff or not new clothes, whatever, they get
Hmm.
picked on, unfortunately. So I thought, wow, uniforms are great because then nobody knows who's got what. Everybody's equal.
Right.
Right. And
I
they also, and the girls don't have to stress out in the morning about what they
what
What
want to
they're
wear.
wearing. That's right. Or how they're going to fit in or
Yeah.
yeah.
Everyone looks the same.
and and they can concentrate on things that they can concentrate on.
Right. It's not like, oh,
Correct.
look who has the new Air Jordans. I wish I had those, or
But then, if they're going to put kids in uniforms, I don't have a problem with that. The only problem that I ever had with uniforms was the lack of self expression that the kids allowed to show of themselves. So if they did something like that, they would have to have something that would allow the child to express themselves in other ways. You know what I mean? Because
right.
self-expression is important and should be encouraged as well. So there needs to be the things that they're cutting down on, which is the arts. You know, where kids could shine that maybe aren't
Oh, yes.
athletically inclined. Something that gives everybody a fair shot. I'm not saying everybody needs to win. I don't believe in everybody getting a ribbon for participation. I'm sorry, I
I
don't.
don't believe in that either. I
You know
can't
what I
stand
mean?
that.
Like, good for showing up. We're supposed to show up. We don't need to be rewarded for showing up. The reward is us showing up and the feeling that we get from showing up. You know what I
Right.
mean? Otherwise, we're expected every time things happen. Sometimes when we show up, shit happens and it's not good, but we
Right.
still have
Right.
to show up. So I think that there was a shift in the world. I got to be honest with you. I was talking, on the argument last night, my other channel, and I think that we have watched and we have allowed, without saying anything, this whole shift because we have seen it happen and we're all responsible for it. And now it's basically come to fruition. We're just so close to just having fucking AI robots come in and take over everything. And the experiences that we have now aren't they're virtual. I've never met you, Rebecca, except here online. I mean, I care for you. I feel like you are my friend. I believe it's all real, but I've never breathed the same air as you. Same thing with Jamie. Same thing with, you know, I mean, I have friends that in real life. This is real life, don't get me wrong, but you know what I'm saying? There
Right.
Yeah.
there is um but still, being that there hasn't been the real meeting, it's hard to have a 100% full on, feeling and compassion because there is a screen between us. You know what I'm saying? So the virtual part of it is good, but you still have to experience real life on real time with real people. And that's what I think we lack in this world now, in this
Yes.
country anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Are you awake, Rebecca?
I am. I am. I'm doing okay here. I was just thinking the other person never came on, right? That
No, they're not. They haven't come on. No.
something must have come up. There's so
Yeah,
much going
because I
around.
wrote to them. I'm gonna check because I wrote to them last night when I sent everybody their link. Excuse me, hang on. I'm sorry, I'm starting to yawn. Um, and I know that I got a lot of stuff to do today, so I'm
Yeah.
not going to sleep anytime soon. Mm, I no, I haven't heard.
Nothing, huh? Oh well. Maybe
Nope.
next week. There's always
Yep.
next week.
Absolutely.
Hey, can I ask you a question, Toddie?
Sure.
So I watched your the other channel, the argument,
Yep.
part 8, with Mr. Phil, Dr. Phil.
Well, no, nobody says he's a doctor now. So you look at his name, right? You see his name. He's no doctor.
Yeah, yeah. That, oh my God, I was yelling at the screen. I just couldn't deal with this guy. He
Yeah.
would not let you speak. He would not listen. He just didn't get it.
Okay, so hang on one second. I want to show my face here. So I just so here's something I just want to put out there, and I don't have a problem with anything you said. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with anything you said,
Mm,
and I encourage people to be honest. So his name isn't Phil, as we know, right? Because nobody would really name their kid Phil Oh shit or Phil Oh shit. But I've known him, and I think I talked about it in
You
the
did.
interview. Yeah, so
Yep.
I have known him for most of my life now, and he is somebody that likes to talk over conversation. He is somebody that likes to do that, and he doesn't like to lose an argument. And I had told him, so people were saying, "You, why didn't you send him Becca's scoop?" I sent him the fair thing.
Yes,
First
you
of all,
did.
when I said something to him about it to begin with, he went right ahead and sided with the fact that she was abused. And I said, wait a minute. I said, so we can argue this. I said, because she wasn't. I said, so let me send you stuff. And I sent him stuff. And I said, I said, we can land on the same side of this. It's just a discussion we would have. He said, no, I think she was abused. I said, you know that she was really sick, Gypsy. He said, yeah, but I think the behavior of the mother in her, it doesn't matter because the behavior of the mother, I consider abuse. I said, but you know that Gypsy was really sick and needed those surgeries. I said, okay, let's go. And that's what happened. So, you
Yeah.
know, yeah. So
It was
obviously I
driving
was
me
pissed
nuts.
off too. I lost it too. What do you mean a mud bath? You gonna take your kid for a fucking mud bath when they can't breathe?
I
I
know.
can see Child Protective Services go, all right, we'll wait.
Oh
I
my
can't.
God, I was laughing so hard at the screen on that. That was
Yeah.
hysterical. No, we don't take them to a mud bath.
Mhm. Yeah, he was talking about, see, his thing was like he was trying to get across, and I get it.
Yeah,
His thing
I
was
get it.
the healing as opposed to the curing. And I'm trying to explain this kid can't breathe at the moment. Like, and it was back then. And people who can go to Mexico and have mud baths, they need to have the money to go to Mexico and have mud baths, you know?
Right.
So I think that, listen, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, like I gotta say, I won that argument. That's
You,
one on me.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You definitely did.
So,
But yeah, that was crazy. That was a crazy little section there.
yeah. But besides Gypsy Rose going through I don't know.
Do you think they're gonna get the videos and the texts um that she had the video calls she had during did she have video calls when she was in prison? No.
I don't know if she had video calls, but whatever the FOIAs are, they're going to get videos, I believe.
Okay. Okay. I
Yeah.
thought I heard that.
Yeah, no, I
Hey,
think that they're going to
Joella.
get them, and I think that 1980 is going to. They're the ones that are getting it. 1980, and
Yeah.
and they'll share when they feel. But in the meantime, they'll come out with them on their own, which they should. Listen,
Yeah.
they should get the views for the exclusive. They're the ones that are paying all this money to
Yeah.
to get it and taking the time to write and get the stuff. You know,
Right.
so I and the fact that they're sharing them anyway and don't have a problem with people using the stuff as long as they're given credit. There's nothing wrong with that. You should give credit where it's due anyway, in my opinion.
What
Not
about your best friend Pixie?
Pixie. Yeah.
Sorry, Rebecca.
No, it's okay. I was just gonna say I saw Ryan had I don't know what it is, a battle with another content creator. She calls herself Itty Bitty,
I
and
saw that.
the teeny
Did you
tiny
see
little
that?
short like Gypsy. And I think she kind of has a thing for Ryan, and he was smiling all big and goofy. That might be the next news we see.
I haven't
It could
seen that.
be.
I
Oh,
haven't
you gotta
seen that.
watch it. You
She
gotta
lives in
watch
the
it.
Bronx. I mean,
When was it? Was that today's thing?
no, I
No,
last
maybe
Oh.
three,
night.
4 days ago.
I just happened to find it last night because I'm just trying to catch up on stuff.
I believe they have a bunch of shorts on it too,
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Of course they'd have to.
But
I just
yeah,
happened
that was
to
funny.
find
Yeah, he's a character too. He is definitely narcissistic.
He's sitting there waiting
He's
for
stuck
Gypsy
on
to get
himself.
back to him, though. I
Oh,
know.
absolutely, absolutely.
Everything he said. Go ahead.
The thing that's going to end it for him, to be honest with you, the thing that's going to finally make him walk away, is when Gypsy leaves Ken and doesn't go to Ryan. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? When
yeah,
that's when she's gonna, because he thinks in his mind, well, if Ken and her break up and they already have a tumultuous relationship. See, he sees hope where there's a little crack, and
yeah.
there's a crack in the relationship between Ken and Gypsy. That's crystal clear. So he's thinking in his mind, well, as soon as they break up, she's coming back to me because she's told him, and I believe that she has told him the only reason why she's with him is because she was pregnant, and that we know that that's not true. But
Yeah,
Ken
of
believes
course.
it. But Ryan believes it.
Ryan.
And
Yeah,
so when Ryan, in his mind, he's waiting for the relationship to end, and when she doesn't go to him and goes to somebody else, I think that that's going to be when it's over.
I agree. Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
he definitely everything he says, everything he does, it's like he's waiting for that response from her.
Yeah. Well,
Sad.
I have no doubt they're communicating. I am sure of it.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
she's keeping him there in case she needs him, But, and I notice also with Gypsy, she's showing more and more of the baby, like the baby, but not the face and things like
Yeah,
that.
but you notice the baby will have black hair one day, blonde hair the next
Oh,
time you
see,
see her.
I don't see that much of it. I just happened to, while I was going through it when I couldn't sleep last night. But I'm thinking she's getting desperate for money, and at some point we're going to see a lot more pictures.
So you think there's a baby.
I don't know how they could be hiding it this long, but
I'm on the fence because if you
I
think about
kind
the
of am too.
show, if you think about the show, when he was sitting down with those attorneys, Ryan, and they were talking about the paternity test,
Mhm.
they would have to be on the whole scam too. Like everybody.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Like, the network, everybody's going to risk their, to lie.
Well, wait a minute. Where did the network ever risk? She didn't give birth in the hospital. They never showed anything. What did
They
they
didn't,
show? No, no,
they
no.
didn't
It
film
ended.
her, and I thought they were how we got all the updates and all that. Wasn't that through her show, the show that she had?
No, I don't think so. I don't.
The
I
last
thought that
scene
all that
was
stuff was. I thought all of that stuff was. Um. Yeah, I thought all of the stuff that we saw was on her TikTok lives or things like that. I don't think that
Oh,
we
maybe I misunderstood. I thought
because
the network
the
was
last
there.
scene was of him supposedly going into the
ring shop.
jewelry store.
Yeah.
Right.
Jewelry. Okay, so and as far as a baby, they didn't show the birth of that baby on
But
the
I mean, they went through the whole pregnancy with her, right? And filmed that. So, I mean,
But they did,
that
did they focus a lot on
that
that?
she was
I'm trying to
pregnant.
remember.
Here's the thing. They could have very well thought she was pregnant.
I,
That
I
Right.
that
guess,
doesn't.
I guess,
I mean,
She
yeah.
could
that's
have
a bump,
lied.
man. That's a bump. That's all that is a bump, right?
Yeah, you
Everything
can buy
else.
those anywhere.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. People are
I'm
saying there
not
has
sure.
to be a baby. Somebody are saying it doesn't have to be a baby. Here's the thing. We both know that Estiana, we both know there's a reason why this is going on. And part of the reason is this is one of them right here. Why is the baby not mentioned in the Wikipedia? Why is the baby not
Right.
mentioned in the divorce? There was some sort of divorce thing that Ryan showed that didn't
And they
even have
can't
the
find a
baby
paternity test that they
involved
supposed.
in any of that stuff. There's things, and then there's at least two different babies. And there are, but they're not saying that. So let's say that there's a baby. She's doing this shit intentionally anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is something that she's doing anyway. Why do this? If you don't want to bring attention to your kid, you don't think this is bringing attention to your kid?
Right.
I mean,
Well,
so
Toddie, have you noticed the different colors in hair, though?
not just that, but I've noticed a different
The
weight.
size.
Yeah,
Is
different in
Exactly,
size.
the size and the
Yes.
babies.
Yep.
That's why I'm saying if there is a baby, they are intentionally confusing us by showing two babies and not saying, the first time they showed a baby, something was called out and called out and called out. And finally it was Ken's nephew or Ken's niece or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then,
Mm-hmm.
or a friend's baby, then after pressure it became that. I think that there's definitely two babies. I don't know if one of them is Gypsy's baby or not. I just don't know.
I know.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. I'm not sure. I just
Yeah.
don't
On the
I
fence.
noticed that she's showing more of a baby, but not the face. And I think
But that could be anybody's baby. That doesn't have to be her baby.
yeah, she's
Right.
saying it is, of course, but we don't know that it is. But my point is, I think she needs money. So she's trying to do whatever she can to get people, to hang on to,
Yeah.
we're going to see this baby, eventually.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, and here's another thing. We could see the baby. Clearly, we could see the baby.
Doesn't mean it's hers.
No. But what I'm saying is, okay, so we had the one content creator that said, "Hey, I got pictures of the baby. Do you want it?" I didn't want pictures, and I don't know any content creator that accepted those pictures. Then there was the picture that
Right.
Gypsy put up, and supposedly you could have had an app to take the photo, to take the sticker off, so that you could actually see what the baby looks like. I don't know any content creator, myself included, that did that either.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so I think that she has a lot more people, unfortunately for her, that respect the fact that regardless of anything, nobody's going to run over there and take a picture of your baby.
Right.
Even if it's not your baby, or even if it's a fucking doll, nobody's
You
going to
don't
go over
think
there to
that
do that.
someone, if they saw Gypsy in a store, they wouldn't try to take a picture of the baby? I would. I'm
Anna
sorry. I'm
Nicole
that kind of
Smith. It's
person.
funny you mentioned Anna Nicole Smith, Milk, Honey, and Mayhem. Yeah, she was those people that don't know, Anna Nicole Smith was a beautiful woman who
I
married
love her.
this old
Yes.
man for money on the deathbed. What a horrible look that is, to marry somebody who's practically dying on their deathbed.
And then they made her, well, they helped her become
How
an
much
addict
character do you think that takes for somebody to do that? I'm just asking. I think anybody that
to
does that,
marry an old man.
to marry an old dying man on their deathbed, like,
Yeah,
come on.
no,
I
no.
mean, what kind of character, and who would be involved? Do you guys think Howard K. Stern was a good guy for, like, doesn't that say something about his character as well? I think it does.
I think it does.
It said that he's a piece of shit too. So,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I forgot about
anyway,
her.
yeah, she's just unbelievable. But I liked her. I mean, like, I liked her. It's sad how she died and everything.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought
I
she was
think that her
funny. She
marrying
was
him
beautiful.
just says a lot about her. You know what I mean? A
Yeah.
lot about her character and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. She's
Anyway,
beautiful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm on the fence about a baby. I don't know because like there's a few content creators out there that make it seem like, yeah, there is no baby from
yeah.
their view.
Anyway, I've got a question. Would it not be against the law to lie about having a child? I'm not sure how the laws. I don't know. I would assume
I
if you're
don't
getting benefits or something, but I can't imagine just lying is against the law. It would have to be for benefits or some sort of fraud. You know what
right.
I mean? I don't
Not just
know.
because you say
Yeah, not just because you want to be popular.
it.
So,
Be in the in crowd.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
don't really know what else to talk about today here.
No,
No, I mean I'm good if
I don't either. Um, So should we call it for the day and meet up
Yeah,
again
and
next week?
next week, and hope that yeah, and hope that
You
you
get your
know
other speaker.
yeah, well,
I know,
and
so
have
too.
something to anybody's welcome to come on. I really would rather not talk about Gypsy here because I mean this is more
I
for
understand. Yeah,
but there
I
was
get it.
nothing really that anybody was talking about. So
No, I get it.
I
I
don't think Rod
understand.
ever did a paternity test.
No, I don't think he did either.
So
I don't think he was paying child support either.
no, I don't think so either. I don't know who's claiming Aurora. Apparently, didn't Gypsy put something out there saying that she finally was able to pay for things on her own, and then right away it was deleted? How her and Ken are paying for things now.
Well, I saw that they're going to Disney for Christmas 2026. They have T-shirts made, and the
Yeah,
thing that caught my eye, the T-shirt for the baby looks like it's a size 6 or 7 little.
Exactly right. So that's
I
what I
mean,
said. I did a video about that. That's what I said
was it
too.
your video? Maybe I saw then because I was just half asleep trying to fall asleep, and I was going through stuff.
No, my video just went out this morning. It just
Oh,
went out
okay.
this morning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw it, and I'm like, okay, so
There's
how
a
big is
few
this kid?
questions that are huge that I want to bring up today on the Gypsy verse. There's a few questions that are huge in my opinion.
Just that caught my eye, but whatever.
Yeah. So
All right.
anyway, so yeah, I could call it because you and I have something to do right after here, Rebecca.
Yes, yes.
And then I want to go over to my neighbors and accept the free food that they're giving me.
Oh, so nice. That's so
free
So
good.
food is
yeah,
yummy.
I think it's wonderful that there's people doing this in the community because I mean,
We
I'll
all
have
have
some
to help
butternut
each other.
squash and some what?
We all have to help each other. If we have a little
Exactly.
extra, we help the next door neighbor, and that's just how it should be.
I agree.
Yep, I agree too.
So, guys, yeah, there's people saying she shouldn't be allowed in Disney, and I believe that
Yeah, she's a felon.
she shouldn't be allowed in Disney. I put that
No,
on my video too. But anyway, I appreciate all of you guys for everything in the chat, in the comments. Um, and Lisa, thank you for coming up and sharing your story.
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And congratulations, by the way, on how you've chosen to live your life, and good for you.
Thank
Good for you.
you.
All
Thank
right,
you.
guys. Everybody else, we'll see you on the next one. All right, we're going to end
Bye,
this.
everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
bye. I'm going to end this. Hang on.